So Konami just announced the next way that they're going to be celebrating the 25th anniversary, and that is through 3 stainless steel original Egyptian god cards. They're coming to the TCG as well as the OCG, and there's been a lot of different feedback for this. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the release information of this product, as well as how it will do with collectors and investors after the release. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so in terms of release information, this product has gone up for pre-order about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's retailing for $400 USD. That is not inclusive of the $50 shipping, as well as probably another $50 in taxes, making this a $450 item minimum up to $500. The product itself is pretty much the same acrylic case that we saw in the Kaiba case, you know, the one that I unboxed on my channel. Check out the video over here if you're interested in that. But basically, you're getting that same acrylic case, but instead of the 3 blue eyes, you're going to be getting 3 Egyptian god card variants. The unique thing about this release is obviously the artwork, the name, as well as the text. Now, all of these are going to be ripped right from the manga. The names are all identical to what they're named in the manga, and you're not going to be seeing Slifer. You're going to be seeing the original name, which is Osiris. The Winged Dragon of Ra has like the special text that can only be read by Merrick. And then the Slifer and the Obelisk, they have some really goofy text in the text box. These artworks have never been officially released in the TCG or the OCG before. However, they have been released in these old counterfeit cards that we saw back in the day. They actually used that same artwork, they colored them, and they stuck them on cards. I think that's kind of funny because when people first saw these, that's exactly what they thought of. And that's actually what I thought of too before I realized that they're manga artworks. I thought they actually took these AliExpress pictures and stuck them on these cards. But these 3 god cards, as well as the acrylic case, is all that you'll be receiving inside of this $400 package. One last thing that the $400 buys you is 1 raffle ticket into the Blackluster Soldier campaign. Now, this is a reprint of the original Get campaign promo from Japan. So it's going to be the exact same card. The only difference is it has a limited edition stamp stamped on the front of a Japanese card, and then the back is TCG. It makes 0 sense, to be honest with you. I think that this is a really cheap ripoff of the original. I thought the original was a great idea. You guys can watch my video on that. But this is honestly a huge letdown. It really disappointed me, to be honest with you. I was gonna make a rant video talking about why this is such a bad idea. I mean, you completely hosed anybody who decided to purchase the original Japanese copy by re-releasing another 3,000 copies. By the way, it's going to be 2,000 in the US, 1,000 for Europe. So they pretty much doubled the population that they originally promised with the Get campaign Blackluster Soldier. Yeah, I'm super disappointed and frankly kind of angry, to be honest with you, at what Konami did. But it's not a topic that's long enough for me to make a dedicated video on it. So I just ranted about it and you guys heard my thoughts. I'm very disappointed in Konami. This was a terrible move and it was pretty much the last nail in the coffin for me to put my money behind a modern product. I will never ever do it again unless I'm doing it for fun. Investment wise, they have lost me completely. But that aside, that's pretty much the release information for this product. Now let's get into my thoughts. First of all, I think that this is not going to do so well. If you've been on this channel for a while, you've watched my video on the Pot Collection as well as the Dark Magician Platinum series. And both of those I said were too expensive for what they were offering. I think this pretty much fits the bill here as well. And in my opinion, I just don't think that you are getting enough value for $400 USD plus $100 in other fees. I think that this is another case of Konami going into the aftermarket and absorbing a lot of the money that can be had over the long-term investment in their product. I think that this product would have been great at $150 to $200, and then within a few years it would grow to be $400, $500. But by them pricing it already at $400, I just don't see how this can go up any higher. At the end of the day, I mean, how much are you going to pay for 3 metal cards of these God cards? Yes, the God cards are special, but give me a break. $500 for 3 metal cards. I mean, even if we look comparatively to the OCG side, they released that Bandai Dark Magician recently, the metal one, for around $80. That card was limited to 10,000. By the way, the Egyptian God cards are limited to 25,000 copies. So it's literally 2.5 times more than what they released the Bandai Dark Magician for, and they're charging pretty much double the price. Even if we multiply the Dark Magician by 3 so that we have 3 copies of it, we're talking about $280, while these guys are charging $450. In my opinion, I think that is an absolute ripoff. I don't think that you should be paying this, and I personally will not be buying this product. I said the same thing about the Platinum Dark Magician. I said the same thing about the Pot of Greed. I just think that they are too overpriced for what they are. We saw with the Platinum Dark Magician, they tried to grab a piece of the aftermarket by adding 30% on top. And what happened? People are auctioning the Dark Magician off right now, and they're selling for $800 to $900. That is a $400 to $500 loss that this person just suffered. The Pot Collection, it retailed for around like $170, $180 plus $20 to $30 shipping. You can buy it right now for $150 shipped on eBay. And this is happening only because Konami continues to try and grab a piece of that aftermarket pie. That part should be left to the collector and the investor who's deciding to buy your product. If you just price them out and you basically absorb any sort of profit that they can make in the long term by trying to grab it yourself, you are leaving less incentive for them to purchase, because they're going to be able to purchase it on the aftermarket for cheaper. This is the main problem I've been having with their releases. Like, it just makes no sense. This is the same company that released the Kaiba case for around $300 US. Like, that is insane. How could you charge $300 US for the Kaiba case, which pretty much gets you the same acrylic, 3 cards, a whole Kaiba deck, every single one of them hollow, as well as a metal heavy duty briefcase? Like, you're getting way more. And when I unboxed this product, I said in that video, it is probably the best release that Konami's had in the past 10 years. And I still stand by that. I think that product was a true masterpiece. It was perfectly priced. You could not get more value for your money other than the Kaiba case. You cannot say the same about these other products. The Pot Collection is what, $200 for a stack of Pot of Greed cards that are not really usable for the most part in the meta, other than like 2 or 3 cards. And then you get a bunch of small knickknacks, right? $200 for that? Like, that's insanity. And then you have $400 or $500 for this 3 pieces of metal stainless steel God cards in an acrylic case. Like, are you out of your mind? I don't understand what is happening right now. Like, where are these prices coming from? It just makes 0 sense. I'm not a fan of it, and I'm a person who tries to punish companies through my dollar. I will not be purchasing this. I will try to disincentivize you from purchasing this. Konami needs to learn to price their shit properly. They cannot continue to get away with this. They need to take a lesson out of the Kaiba briefcase. They saw how many they sold from that, right? There's no need for you to do anything other than that type of formula. Put out an amazing product at a great price. And yes, even though it crashed in the aftermarket because they sold too many, I still recommend it to anybody who's still entering the hobby. I can't recommend these, man. Like, I cannot recommend the Pot Collection. I cannot recommend the Platinum Dark Magician. I cannot recommend this God card set. It is just too overpriced. At $200, you can do way better than the Pot Collection. At $400, you can do way better than that God card set. And then at $1,300, you can do way, way better than the Platinum Dark Magician. It is just bad choices that Konami is making. And like I said earlier, punish them with your decisions. Let them see that this type of behavior is unacceptable and don't let them get away with it. Anyway, that's my rant for this product. There it is. If you guys are interested, I'm going to leave links for all of the things that I talked about, like the Platinum Dark Magician. If you want to buy it on eBay or any of these things, you can use the links in the comments. I'll also throw up that $150 Pot Collection so you can get it for like pretty much 10 to 20% off what the original buyer paid from Konami. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you going to be buying this Egyptian God card set? And why would you make such a mistake? And if you feel like I'm right in my position, let me know why. Other than that, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more from me. And if you want to support me further, I have a Patreon with weekly market watches, as well as You can use the links in the description to shop my eBay, my TCG player, as well as strictlysealed.com. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.